September 24th, 2022. If it's 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, it's time for This Week in Waukesha. I am your host, Don Browne, coming to you live from the offices of former Alderman Don Paul Browne, also known as the Walk Radio Studios here at 217 Wisconsin Avenue in the NAMI building, right around the corner from Theodora Yeomans Park, where we're proud to honor our suffragette heritage here in the Shaw. We are also at the farmers market, but I called an audible with it's rain. It was a little rain. It stopped. It's wet. Just want to protect the equipment. And, I have some special guests. I wanted to show off the studio and my producer, Calvin, and, all the things, give them a warm spot. And my only regret is we didn't make coffee for our friends here. And, yes, I have two guests. And first guest is our Honorable City Administrator, Kevin Lehner, from, of course, the city of Waukesha. And Kevin's here to talk about Waukesha Unlocked. But before we say hi to Kevin, our second guest is TJ Stout of Replacement Window Center, Wisconsin, also known as Replacement Windows and Exteriors. And TJ's got his booth next to mine, next to ours, Walk Radio. Hope Crudy's not listening. Next to Walk Radio at the farmers market. So after the show, we're going to run back there and talk about exteriors and press the flesh with some of the shoppers at the farm. It is a great day for shopping. So, the rain has stopped, and it's nice, cool breeze. So, good day to be out there. But anyway, TJ Stout, Replacement Window, they are also a proud sponsor of the Black Shirt Football Radio Network. And unfortunately, our Black Shirts took second place again last night, this time to Muskego Warriors, 56-7. But it was a real honor for me to have Antonio Sanchez from the class of 2016, who still holds the longest field goal record. And so it was great to have him doing the color with me in Johnny Watermelon's absence. And so much going on this weekend. We have March Fest at March Madness in Waukesha takes place in September. The third Saturday, and that's today. It's one of the biggest band competitions maybe in the whole state, easily one of the oldest, and it's there at Waukesha South today, so be sure to check that out. It's really quite the spectacle. But enough about that. Kevin Lehner, top of the morning. How are you today?
Doing great, Don. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. So let's talk all things Waukesha Unlocked.
Yeah, appreciate you having me. So this is our second annual of Waukesha Unlocked, and we started it as part of the 125th anniversary last year, and everybody liked it so much that we had to bring it back. So it's going to be on October 8th and 9th, and we've got over 90 places that you can go visit throughout Waukesha. And it's everything that you could possibly imagine. If you've ever been by a building and you're like, what's going on there? You can probably get in it during the weekend.
A lot of history, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like we have Andrew Frame House is part of it. We have City Hall. We have Eaton. There's all sorts of things.
And now Walk Radio.
Yeah, and Walk Radio is a part of it. So thank you, Don, for opening up the studio.
We're excited about that, and we're going to talk. Waukesha had a radio history, so we're going to talk about that. So we're also going to do that deep dive into our city's history, like a lot of the other places.
Cool.
One of my highlights last year, Kevin, was I got to tour La Casa de Esperanza, where my wife works, and they have in the basement kind of a museum / gallery.
Yeah.
And there was a painting of Cesar Chavez in Watoma organizing a farm worker strike there.
Cool.
And it's just a really cool. It captured beautifully, and it's like, and there's stories like that in just about every building. Some really neat historic Wisconsin and Waukesha moments, and some hidden treasures that I think everybody owes it to themselves to check out. So
yeah, there's some amazing things. You think about Carroll University is the oldest university in Wisconsin, and they have just an amazing historic buildings and history there. And people laugh at me, but I highly recommend the Clean Water Plant tour. It's a fascinating study of science and how water is cleaned and returned to the river. There's all sorts of great things that you can go see, and I'm just really thankful for all the businesses that open their doors, and hopefully we'll have great weather and great crowds.
Yeah, and so I also saw too, there was like what they call a parish passport, so you can visit some of the communities.
Yeah, so there's if you get the Paris passport, you can go. It's all within walkable distance, and so it's all of the churches, primarily centered around downtown.
Okay,
and we have some great, incredible historic churches, and with amazing architecture.
Yep.
And so that'd be something that'd be really good to do. And we also have some kid-friendly activities. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. Pretty much something for everybody.
Sure. Will there be anything outdoors at all?
There are some stuff outdoors. There's some, for example, like EB Shirts. There's like a tree walk associated with it. There is some stuff at the cemetery, and there's some other activities too at different sites where you're going to be outdoors for a bit.
Cemetery. I know it sounds creepy, but cemetery tours are actually very cool. There's a lot of history going on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a deep dive into history. It
sure is.
I mean, like in our cemetery, we have former governors that are buried there. We have Les Paul, obviously, is there. And so that's just one of those things that's just...
I didn't know that Les Paul made it home. I thought he would have died or was buried in L.A. or somewhere.
It's actually one
Memphis or something like that.
It's a highly visited site. We actually have tourists that will come and check out the grave of Les Paul.
That's really neat. Yeah, from around the world, I believe, too. Yeah.
Yep.
That is very cool. So, what do the restaurants have a part, or just...
I think it's mostly just the businesses. I mean, there are some restaurants that are part of it. I don't even know every single site because there's so many of them. But it's mostly just the businesses that are open for that. We do have Chef Pam's Kitchen.
That'll be cool.
Yeah,
I saw culinary adventure.
Yeah, I saw her the other day. So there's going to be food with Chef Pam's Kitchen. That's an amazing space. If no one's ever been in there, it is a really cool space.
I heard from Norm at the farmers market. Maybe this isn't official because now at Martha Merrill's Books, they have a winter farmers market. Last year was their first offering, but I also heard that Chef Pam's Kitchen may also have it's not part of the same program, but it's a complementing farmers market, and Norm thinks that's a great idea, and so that's more to do in downtown Waukesha in the winter.
Yeah, I mean. All of those sorts of things we have. I mean, there's so many different things that you can go take a part of. There's a public art walking tour as well.
Oh,
so
nice.
that's really awesome. The one thing I would say is what we're recommending is to plan your itinerary. So if you're going to go, there's so many things to see, and
now you have 2 days to do it. This year is just one. Last year it's just one day.
Yeah,
right?
So it's Saturday and Sunday, and you just I would just plan it out. And there are some things that registration is required, so pre-registration is required. So jump on the website at waukesha.wi.gov. And go to the Waukesha Unlocked page, and there you can register for the different tours if you need a registration. Like, for example, and I would highly recommend this one, Raise Grain.
I was going to ask if they were going to do a tour.
Yeah. So there's several.
Can't go wrong with a brewery tour.
No.
And Raised Grain's been, I call it one of the jewels of our city, especially with that new building in their third year. I believe they're in there now, and it's a great space. They've got a great kitchen. And it is a fun place. And one of the best kept secrets, and so I probably shouldn't be, but on Friday lunch, they have blackened cod tacos. TJ, you're right down the street. You got to go get yourself a blackened cod.
Yeah, that's a favorite.
Those are my favorite. Yeah, so I got to have a business meeting there a couple Fridays ago. Got the and I asked Nick why aren't they on for Friday night? And he says, they go so quickly, and they take they're pan fried, so they take a while to cook. So you just can't. It's not one of those peak time offerings unless maybe you special it. But so that's check that out. Great to see Raised Grain's a part of it. And, I think one of the reasons I asked about the restaurants, Kevin, is because one of my favorite things to do is if I ever get a chance to eat at People's Park during the day, you look out the window and you feel like you're on the set of some World War II movie because the architecture, the adjacent buildings and the history. And I just thought there may be some neat with all the great architecture in downtown. Is there an architectural tour, or is that maybe for next year?
I think that's probably for next year.
Sure. So, because I think there's so much to see in Waukesha, not just in downtown, of course, but downtown, for sure, they've done a great job of keeping that a lot of that history. So, terrific. So,
the other thing I would just mention is the hours are generally 10 to 4, but each site has specific hours. So check out the website to make sure you know when they're going to be open, so you can pop into your favorite places.
Sure. And so now, one of the reasons I was glad to have Kevin come to the studio instead of the farmers market was Kevin had there was a little bit of a radio career in his past in your college days, right? At Stevens Point. I remember you told me when you heard about my
my friend and I had a political talk show.
Okay.
I hope that the tapes have been burned by now. It was my illustrious broadcasting career.
Sure.
So
was it like talk radio, or was it just a?
It was talk radio. We had we talked about the political topics of the day. We had guests, We had political candidates come through, guests from the university and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, if you've got an old still life, we got room on the walls here. That would be a pretty neat touch. It was at Stevens Point, correct?
Yeah, UW Stevens Point. Yeah.
So that would be some really neat history.
Yeah, and the buddy that I did it with is now director of communications for like the UW system, I believe. And
really, okay. So he leveraged that radio career to greater things. So Calvin, I hope you're paying attention, man. It's a big future here in radio. So Calvin, how are we doing on time again, my friend?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. That's perfect. So now, do you have a personal itinerary that you'd like to share about Waukesha Unlocked, Kevin? Or
So I'm going to build my itinerary around what my kids are going to like to do. So there's kid activities at different sites as well.
Nice.
And so on the website they actually have them blocked out for you. So you can just click on the kid activity one, and because there's only so much that a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old are going to want to do with looking at buildings, and so there's different activities for them. So I'm going to build it around there.
Nice.
They have the writers workshop that's a part of that. They have a bunch of different sites that have those sorts of things for you.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
Terrific. Will any of it be captured on video for?
We did. We have been doing a lot of video, and last year we did some videos and posted them up on the website. So I'm sure that we'll be doing that. The team will be doing that.
One of my favorites was I think it was kind of like not a drone, but it was a lot like that, where you were actually climbing up the tower in Cutler Park.
Yeah,
I forget the name of that.
Yeah,
and you could see where that soldier is. You could see downtown. And I thought that was such a. Check that out when you get a chance. That's for those of you listening. That's just a great aerial.
Yeah, we did that because people always you see the statue there, and you're like, you don't get a close up of it because it's so high.
Right.
And so they took the drone up and they did a film of it, and it's one of our most popular little clips on the website.
Sounds great. So Kevin, we got about 30 seconds left. Any kind of last second messages for Waukesha or any listeners about Waukesha that they can't miss, or other planning tips?
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Oktoberfest this weekend down in Frame Park.
That's right. I forgot about Oktoberfest.
Yeah, so I will be there tonight. I'm sure half of Waukesha will be there. So
that sounds great.
We have so many great events. Check out the website, waukesha-wi.gov. City
Administrator Kevin Lehner, thanks for joining us, and hope you'll come back and see us very soon. Waukesha Unlocked will be open, so stick around this week in Waukesha.
Be able to offer services for them.
And we're back this week in Waukesha, and that song, for those of you who don't remember, that's "This Must Be the Place" by the Talking Heads. And I picked it out for our next guest, TJ Stout of Replacement Window Center, Wisconsin, also known as Replacement Windows and Exteriors. TJ, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well, Don. How are you doing this morning?
We're doing great. And I'm really glad because they've been a great community partner with Walk Radio, sponsoring our Waukesha Black Shirt Football radio broadcast. And they've supported Waukesha South in the past. And this is the first year in Waukesha, but it's not TJ's first rodeo. We're talking 20 years of experience, I believe, in windows and exteriors, close to it.
Yeah, we've been doing windows, siding, and roofing for a better part of 21 years.
So, seasoned professional, quality service. I highly recommend everybody get over there in Dolphin Street and tour his showroom. Staff is very friendly. There's you could just tell there's a real customer-centric culture there that makes an impression on me. And so, and they're sharing space with us right next to us at the farmers market. So we're glad. And you said you've already set an appointment. The farmers market's just barely open, and
yeah, we've already set a siding appointment already this morning. That's great news. Great.
Yeah, and so we were talking before the show, and initially we were thinking like, well, people should think about these projects before the snow comes, or even when the snow comes, because it's still a good time to do it. But you're saying, no, you should be booking now for Q1, Q2 in 2023, right? The way your business is going?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, we're really, really busy. So ever since COVID, things have kind of changed with regards to supply chain, manufacturers getting us product to us in a timely manner, where we used to be able to run on timelines of 2 to 6 weeks. And, now things are so backed up in terms of getting us product that, it's taken the better part of 3 to 6 months, sometimes even longer, in order to get that product in. So if customers are looking to, get some things done, and just to get an idea of, what things do I need to have repaired, what things do I need to, how can I beautify my house, get new windows or new siding.
Sure.
We're able to come out to the house and just give them kind of a picture of what it's going to look like, the timeline it's going to be. The technology nowadays has become so advanced that we're actually able to show customers how their house is going to look before the product is even put on the home. So
Very cool.
To answer your question, it's the time is now is to, even though we can install all winter long, now is the time to be really start planning for Q1, Q2 of next year.
Sure.
To get product and to get your house updated.
Sure. And that you're good enough to mention that elephant in the living room with the cost of everything going up because of COVID and supply chain disruptions, material costs. Does your organization offer financing for some of these interested families? We
do. We actually, we have partnerships with 3 or 4 different type of financing companies to be able to help any type of customer that we come across. Whether you have excellent credit or maybe not as good. We have programs that are available for almost anybody, and we can have 0% financing up to 18 months, and then we can actually have terms that go out 15 years. So no one should be really afraid of what that cost is going to be, or if I'm going to be able to afford it, because we have the ability to tailor a program that's going to fit almost any budget.
That's fantastic. That's terrific. And so what kind, because again, I know people have their reservations about having any of this type of work done in the winter, like tracking mud through the house if they got to come in a window installation, and what are some of these myths, or what does your company do to put the customer at ease? Okay,
we put down protective cloths on the floor. We isolate each individual room. So when we're speaking windows, a lot of customers think that we're just going to open up their entire house. It's going to be cold all day long.
Right.
We take steps to make sure we don't do that. So when we replace the windows in the house, we are going to isolate one particular room. So we'll make sure that that's the only room that's getting exposed to the weather. And really, the timeline from when we extract the old window out and put the new one in is literally just a few minutes. So we have the new window that's sitting right there. We take off the storm, we take off the wood window, and then by the time we get that out, and usually we have teams of 2 or 3. That window's getting extracted, and the next person, we're getting that new window into hole right away. So,
wow.
So we want to be able to minimize how much exposure you have to the elements in the wintertime.
Sure, that's great. And so, now, how many different lines of windows do you offer?
We offer, it's with our manufacturer, we have 2 manufacturers we work exclusively with, and with each one we have 3 different levels of types of windows, so that we're able to meet, whatever the customer's needs are, whether
Right.
they're just looking for a basic white vinyl window, or if they're looking to maybe get the exterior painted, or the inside, having one of our attractive laminates put on the inside, we can do that. And then we do partner with, local businesses right here in Waukesha. We partner with Blifford, and we're able to get wood windows. We had an amazing customer that we did. Black seems to be the new color for people having on their wood windows.
Really?
We end up doing 2 of them in their house.
Okay.
They wanted to try out Replacement Window Center. They want to see what it was like working with us.
Sure.
And sure enough, we put those 2 windows in just earlier this week, and we're doing the other 15 in the house. And so we try to make sure that we're partnering with local businesses as well, like Blifford,
fantastic.
and ordering the product through them.
So you're not just pushing one brand because of the relationship with that one brand. You're picking the best custom solution for each home that comes to talk to you.
That is correct. And if there's a particular brand that we don't particularly work with, and a customer approaches us, "Hey TJ, you know what? We really like XYZ, manufacturer," we will do what we can to get access to it. So we have relationships with almost any brand that we want. And if there's a particular one that a customer wants, in in their home, we will do that. Whether it's Pella or something else, we will help the customer to the best of our ability.
That's fantastic. So, and why did you choose Waukesha for your business?
Well,
I know you live here.
I live here. My wife and I, we live in Waukesha. We've been here for better part of 8 years. My wife grew up here in Waukesha, and her family's here. She went to Catholic Memorial, so it's a great community. It's downtown, like you're talking earlier. Downtown is just beautiful. There's so much to do, and we really wanted to get involved in the community here. So that's why when we were looking at expanding from the space we had in New Berlin to, we wanted something bigger. When we found there was something in Waukesha that we can move into that was twice the space that we have, we knew it would be a perfect fit for us. So we just love the Waukesha community, and like I said, we've been here for 8 years now.
That sounds terrific. And then you want the business for the next 40, 50 years and beyond, right?
Well, absolutely. So my son has gotten into the business selling for me. So it's
I was just going to mention family business.
It is a family business. So we're truly passionate about wanting to provide a service for the customer that they can trust. Are we perfect? No, but we try really, really hard to make sure that every customer is well taken care of. And when something does come up, we take care of it. I mean, there's times that I myself have run over to a customer's house to replace a screen.
Love it. Okay. Well, hey, we're going to go to a break right now, but we'll be back with TJ Stout and Replacement Window Centers on This Week in Waukesha. Don't go away. Now the music
a little bit.
Yep. And we're back This Week in Waukesha. You're listening to Suffragette City from my dearly departed friend David Bowie, and honoring Wisconsin's Suffragette City here at the Walk Radio Studios, right around the corner from Theodora Yelman's Park. And again, our guest for the rest of the show is TJ Stout of Replacement Window Center of Wisconsin, and they are at the Farmers Market right next to our booth. We'll be returning there after the show. And again, when we finish at 9 o'clock, stick around for Morning Cannolis with James Santel, retired U.S. attorney. Great show talking about the latest legal issues of the day. So good way to spend the next 2 hours. I think I see Jim walking in right now. I saw his shadow there in the window. But Jim comes to work with a shirt and tie, so he raises the bar here at Walk Radio. So TJ, during the break we were talking about your dedicated staff. You have some newer employees that came from a larger company and wanted more of a family culture atmosphere. And how many staff do you have?
Right now we have 6 sales consultants, and then we probably have a team of about 12 installers that consists of siding installers, roofing, windows, and bathrooms.
Nice. Yeah, we didn't mention you also do roofing and you do bathrooms.
Yes, we do. Yeah, so we have a sister company called Ameribath where we're able to do the wet area for our customers. We found that a lot of times when we're replacing windows or replacing a roof, and we're just having casual conversation with the customers, just kind of asking them what are the projects they have going on. One of the biggest things was that customers, they love the idea of being able to convert their old tubs to a stand-up shower. So after doing research for a couple of years, we've probably installed 25 showers a month. So
really?
It's been a wonderful part of our business, and we're really focused on what we can do to help each individual consumer realize their dreams with their house.
Wow, that's really cool. I didn't know that. And in addition to your dedicated staff, you also have a pretty big coverage area. You serve as far as Madison to the west, and I know that you've done some jobs closer to the border.
Yeah, we go everything from pretty much from the Beloit Kenosha border.
Wow.
We'll go as far north as Oshkosh, Appleton.
Really?
If we've had customers that we've done jobs here in the Waukesha County area, and then they would tell us about their summer homes up in Minocqua or up near the top of the state, and they trust us, so they're asking us to perform a service for them and to be able to travel up there, and we're willing to do that. So I've had my production manager travel up there, or a sales rep will go up and take a look at the project. There isn't almost no area in the state of Wisconsin that we won't service.
Wow. And as you know better than me, you're not the only windows and exterior guy in the state. It's a very competitive marketplace, but yet you're you're getting jobs in a pretty big area. What differentiates you from other providers?
We really work hard at, and we're not necessarily looking to be the biggest around. What we are looking at is we want to make sure the customer service is second to none. That's our goal. We want to make sure that the installation goes very well. Customers' questions are answered on every part of their project. We're growing just like anybody else. We're looking to improve processes all the time. So whether it's technology in the home, being able to show customers how their project's going to look, whether it's our call center, being able to answer customer questions. We are always looking for opportunities to differentiate ourselves from the competition. You're right, there is a lot of competition here. From the research we've done, I've talked to a lot of marketing and advertising people. Southeast Wisconsin is probably one of the most competitive and saturated markets with companies in the entire country. So it's a unique situation here where it's a blessing for the consumer because they have a lot of people to choose from.
Sure.
But it makes it very difficult to know what direction we need to go.
Which one's better than the other?
Which one's better than the other? So when we meet with our customers, we truly try to be consultative. We're there to listen to their concerns. We're there to listen to what they want getting done. We're not necessarily pushing an agenda on them and trying to force them into buying something they may not necessarily need. So when we're there, there's some times that we'll go into a customer's home and we'll be able to provide an answer for them, and it may not be replacing windows. I mean, we're not there to try to just take advantage of them or get the job. We're there to consult them on what's the best path to take in terms of their home improvement needs.
Sure.
The focus may end up getting there, and it's not windows that's the priority. We may see their roof, and we may see that there's leaking going on within the house. We may steer them towards something else because that's in their best interest. And our customers really appreciate that about us.
That's great.
Is that we take that approach with them.
Sure. Do you have metrics on the amount of business you'll get from referrals from satisfied customers?
We usually will get, it just depends. Each month is kind of different.
Right.
We're usually 5, 10, 15, 20 people a month that are reaching out to us because their next door neighbor got the roof done, or somebody got a bathroom done, or the windows were great. We get a lot of referrals. We put our job site out in front. They see what's going on. They see that we clean up well. A lot of times our installers get approached and to talk to us about what's going on. We have we call it a quality assurance guy that goes out to each one of our jobs. So his job is to check on the installers, make sure they have all the stuff that they need for the job, check in with the customer, make sure that they're happy. And it's one thing that we introduced new this year is having that quality assurance person that we try to get out on every single job to make sure that everything is going the way it should.
Okay. That's fantastic. How should I say this? Has business in Waukesha been good? Because like I said, you got a pretty big marketplace. Are you getting a lot of work here in the Shaw?
Oh, yeah, we are. We're definitely, this is our bread and butter. It's here in Waukesha and Waukesha County, getting a lot of jobs here. So we do have an impact here. We're, even in my neighborhood alone, we've probably done 7 or 8 jobs, just in our neighborhood, whether it's roofing or siding or windows. Yep. We cover quite a bit. So,
that's great.
And our referral rate is, like you mentioned, it's high.
That's great. So, yeah. And that's your best marketing, right? When you're giving great customer service.
Oh, there's no question.
People will talk about it.
Right. And, because we're very selective on the people that we employ at our company, a lot of people are handpicked on people that I know that are high character people, ones that really care about the consumer. Referrals, just like with home improvement, when customers are referring people to have our services, I am constantly asking my team, is there somebody else that you feel would be just a great fit? Because you hear that term, family oriented, or if it's a family atmosphere, and a lot of times when I bring a new person in, they're like, oh, I've heard this before.
Yeah, window dressing, yeah.
And when they join our team, they really, it's very laid back. We care about each other. We talk about each individual customer. We have weekly meetings where we're going over all of our jobs. What's coming in, what's happening. What are our opportunities for improvement? What are our opportunities that what things are we doing well, and how can we capitalize on and just find more things to do? So our team really appreciates that openness to our office. I mean, you've been in there a few times. I mean, we're very, very laid back. I mean, we talk about family. We talk about our jobs. If there's things that are going on in family life, we're very, compassionate to each other. So
Sure.
it's a great family atmosphere, and that's
terrific.
That's our goal over at RWC.
Sure. What's a typical time frame for one of your more typical products? Like what can your average customer expect for when you get there and when you leave and everything's finished and cleaned up?
Everything starts with a call center. Whether it's like an event where Alex and Rich are at right now.
Sure.
What their job over there to do is not only to answer the consumer's questions, but they're going to kind of lay out kind of the what's going to happen. You're going to get a call from our call center. We're going to let you know what's happening. We're going to kind of give you a summary of how the appointment is going to go with one of our consultants. So we're going to explain to them. We're going to come out. We're going to look at anything and everything that you need us to look at. We're going to go over the product itself. We're going to go over warranties. We're going to go over timelines on things. What's going to happen next? Once a customer has decided to do a project with us, we will send a measure tech person to go out there and measure all the windows. They're also going to look to make sure that there's not any additional questions that happen from the time of our appointment to the measure, and then we order the product. And then we do have technology where customers are going to get real-time information all the time, so whether it's via text or email. So as our system updates with the project, it's going to automatically send a message out to our customers to let them know, hey, just want to let you know your windows have been ordered, your siding is in order. The moment it hits our warehouse, it's going to let the customer, hey, your product has been received at the warehouse. You're going to be getting a call soon in terms of when we can set up an installation date. What we can also do is when we give a customer a timeline on their project, if we start getting close to that timeline, we'll send a courtesy text just letting them know, hey, just want to let you know that the product is arriving later than we expected.
Sure.
If you have any questions, please call us here at the office. We're constantly trying to remind them.
Constant communication.
That's everything. And letting them know what's happening.
Sure. Yeah, that's got to be very important, especially if you may have some of these people that have expectations that they want the work done before, like a daughter's graduation party or some other event at the house.
No, absolutely. So, you know what? And the thing is, what we try to do also at the time of the appointment, we let the customer know that nothing is guaranteed. We do the best we can, post-COVID, to let customers know when things are coming in, but nothing is guaranteed anymore. It just depends on, the manufacturer. So we try to let them know that, we're going to do our best to meet these deadlines and to help them.
Right.
And a lot of times we could possibly pull some strings to make it happen.
Sure.
But we set realistic expectations with the customer,
That's good.
So that...
And it's still, even in this, well, perhaps especially in this kind of, as we're easing out of the COVID era, price becomes an issue still, that people are maybe looking at other suppliers because of price. How do you justify, or how do you combat those objections, if you will? Or
there's no question that I think you and I talked earlier this week that, at least from one of our manufacturers, we've had 3 price increases just this year alone. So yeah, price is going up. Labor is going up in terms of being able to manufacture this stuff. So we don't position ourselves as either the highest or the lowest in the market. We try to be very fair in terms of our pricing. We work with the consumer. This is why we have multiple types of products that are available. And it's not just windows. I mean, we can offer different levels of baths. We can offer different levels of siding and roofing.
Sure.
We want to make sure that we can meet the budget constraints at times with the customer to try to make sure they're getting something in their hands that they're going to love, they're going to enjoy, and it's going to be budget friendly. So
Sure.
we really try to be consumer conscious in terms of pricing, because we want to be that company that is reasonably priced. We're not looking to make the most profit we can on each individual customer. We are truly trying to help them. I would rather, as a business, be able to help more people make less profit, and just be able to be that company that maybe does a few extra jobs to make a little bit extra money. It's not necessarily predicated on profitability on each individual one. It's the year as a whole is that what we focus on, because we want to be able to help as many people as we can.
That's terrific. So, we got about 40 seconds before our next break, and I know we should be checking for updates at the farmers market. Looks like it's the rain's held off.
It has.
So that's a good sign. And this would be a good work day for you guys, right?
It would definitely be a great work day for us. You know, it's overcast. I mean, we work in almost any type of weather, you know.
Sure.
So, but it's a great day. Come down to the Waukesha Farmers Market, see Richie and Alex, husband-wife team.
Love it.
They love it. They love talking.
All right. Well, stick around. This week in Waukesha continues with TJ Stout of Replacement Windows Center, Wisconsin. We'll be right back.
My husband said to give our house more curb appeal. So I started painting. Then I went on Google and looked up the meaning of curb appeal. It said to make it more nicer. So I called Replacement Window Center, and they put in new replacement windows.
Get free installation and 0% financing for 18 months. Free installation and 0% financing. Hurry, call now.
Replacement Window Center. Our name says it all.
Do you remember this song?
Yep.
Raindrops are falling on my head.
It's definitely
And
from
just
childhood.
like the guy whose feet are too big.
Hey, we're back this week in Waukesha, and for some of you old timers like me and TJ, you might recognize this song from B.J. Thomas. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Well, they stopped falling as of this morning, so it's a great day to be at the farmers market. And TJ, do you remember what movie? Calvin doesn't know this. He's got an excuse. He's young. Do you know what movie that song was in? Classic movie.
You know what?
I'll give you a hint. Paul Newman, Robert Redford, Catherine Ross.
Cassidy.
I think you said it. Someone did. Oh, Jim Santel's here getting ready for his show. So yeah, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance
There you
Kid.
go, there you go.
Yep. And hey, speaking of robbers, but we were talking about this the other day. How you get some of these maybe shadier competitors.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go into a neighborhood and say, "Hey, you had hail damage last year. We can set you up with the insurance and you know, your insurance will pay for it. We'll put a new roof on, give you a new siding, all the things." And they hit our neighborhood big time this year. And I've heard, you know, some customers were happy. The work went up quickly. Some of it looks good. I've seen some siding, and again, I'm not an expert like you are. That's why I want you to come by the neighborhood. But some looks like it was really value engineered, or just, it went up quickly, and quality may have been sacrificed. And we'll know, I guess, in 5 or 10 years. But you know, how do you respond to that? To these, like, I guess you call them ambulance chasers for your industry.
They're always going to be out there. You'll get companies that coming out of other states that are monitoring the weather pretty closely, and their whole goal is not necessarily a relationship with the consumer. You know, like we do. I mean, we treat every single customer like this is a lifetime commitment. That, you know what? Yes, today it's windows. Tomorrow it could be roofing or siding. These insurance companies, their goal is just to blast into a neighborhood, get as many jobs done as possible. Like you said, quality, some might be good, some might not be so good.
Right.
The challenge and the risk that's involved with it is that, you know what, it's not a matter of if, it's when a problem arises. Who are you going to call to get it fixed? Who's going to take care of it? Where is the quality control in terms of fixing something?
Right.
You know, and that's the big risk of going with them is, yes, you might be able to get a good price, and yes, they may be able to help you negotiate with your insurance company, but the challenge becomes what happens if I need service?
Right.
And, you know, who am I going to call? I mean, because they're not located in the community. So
So that would be a good kind of litmus test is, you know, can I see your showroom? You know, where do you have an office space, and not just a website, but a bricks and mortar? You're built into the community, so you're not going away.
Right. No, correct. I mean, whenever we've had a customer come in, you know, our doors are always open. They're welcome to come into our offices, you know, come into our showroom. I mean, I've even had customers that, you know, they want to see our warehouse. I mean, so, you know, we'll walk them through. We have like I said, we have an open door policy. You know, we want to be very transparent with the customer. You know, we do a lot of things well, and then, you know, again, if something does happen, a piece of siding is coming down off the house, we're going to take care of it. So, you know, we want to make sure that customer knows that they have a partner that's going to be around for a long time. I mean, I've been doing this for 21 years. I mean, this is why we do these talk show radios. This is why that we get out in the community, at the farmers market, so people that we're visible with the customer, they can meet our team, they can meet us, so that when they're ready to do their project, there's a level of comfort that's theirs. So, but yeah, I mean, my opinion is just do your homework. There's a lot of companies out there. Do your homework. Yeah. Find out what they're about, and then make the best decision possible.
Come tour the facility,
correct?
Especially if it's local.
Yep, exactly. Come see the facility, and check their ratings. The big things you want to check accreditations. We're members of NARI, which is the National Association of Remodelers Incorporated. Sure. We're members of the MBA, which is the Metropolitan Builder. We're accredited with the BBB. You want to check those things as well. I mean, because if a company's going to go to those lengths and be part of those communities and those organizations, we hold each other accountable in terms of taking care of the customer. So those are all real important things.
That's true. What's your address again on Dolphin Street so everyone knows?
We are 1825 Dolphin Drive, Suite B. So right over there, right down the street from Ray's Grain.
That's it. And can people just walk in, or should they call and make an appointment?
They can just come on in into our showroom. Barb will greet them at the desk, and usually I'm just a few steps away. Whether myself or any one of us will be willing to help the customer. Whether it's Matt, my marketing manager, my production manager, if they have installation questions, if they have cleaning questions. I mean, basically anything, they can reach out to us.
Matt's the one getting married today.
He is the one getting married today. So
you talk about commitment to the community. TJ and his crew have set up a stand at the farmers market. They're here on the show, and they're going to make it to the wedding in time down in Lake Geneva.
Yep. So
hats off to you. That's great, and congratulations to Matt. I met him at your house.
You did.
While back, so,
you did. Yep.
Yeah,
like I said, we're a family community. I mean, we work together. We get together. It's important that we're family. And that's
sure.
what we try to convey over to the customer.
Sure. Yep. So, and speaking of family, so you're president, or you say you wear many hats, but your wife Kristen is the chair of the board, or the CFO, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, Kristen, she does all the money from home, and she's pretty involved behind the scenes, but she comes to the office once a week to see what's going on. But it's truly a family thing. So
I know we promised you and Kristen, my wife and I, we're going to meet you guys for pickleball, but you guys, we can say it on the air. You're looking for some other couples, some twosomes to play pickleball with.
Oh, right? Absolutely! It's a game that my wife's parents are in their 80s, and he actually Bill is down in Las Vegas, and his softball team they just won the world championships down there for softball for 80 plus. But
that's neat.
So yes, we love the game, and we're just getting into it, and hopefully you and I and Mel will get out one of these days soon.
That'll be terrific, yeah, especially at our beloved Banting Park.
Yep, absolutely.
One of the best courts in the region, and close to where the business is. So
it is.
That's another angle. You come in for a tour of, coming on a nice day, come in for a tour, and then TJ and Kristen will take you over for a game of pickleball. So 1 minute left, TJ. What do you want our listeners to know about you and Replacement Window Center that you can't leave without letting them know why they should take a hard look at you?
You know what? Like I said, the reoccurring theme is that we're family oriented. So if they're looking for a company that's going to listen to their needs, we're going to give them a fair assessment on what needs to get done. We partner with the highest quality products that are in the market. Even if it's something we don't currently carry, if there's something that they're looking to have done, we can do it. So
sounds great.
we're really customer driven and extremely friendly. So you'll see a smile every time you see us.
Thank you. TJ Stout, Replacement Window Centers, Wisconsin. Check them out at the Waukesha Farmers Market. Thanks for joining us today. Morning Cannolis is next with Jim Santel. And thanks again for joining in. Have a great weekend. And remember, safety is everyone's responsibility. See you.